Salesforce admin course, how to create a custom object. Salesforce admin course, how to create a custom object. In this exercise we will work in lightning experience in our own developer org. How to create a custom object. Salesforce admin course. What is an object in Salesforce? In this exercise we will work in lightning experience in our own developer org. What is an object in Salesforce? Objects are database tables that allow us to share data specific to our organization in Salesforce. There are two types of objects in Salesforce. They are standard objects and custom objects. But let's try to understand how objects are like database tables. The most common type of database table is an Excel spreadsheet, as demonstrated here. Here's how a table may look. It's made up of columns here. It's made up of headers here. And underneath the headers are rows. So you have columns, headers and rows. and within the rows is where the individual data is stored. But let's stored. In this particular example, our spreadsheet is called accounts, and that is the same as an object in Salesforce. When we come into the Salesforce console, this is a typical user interface in Lightning Experience, and I have selected the app known as the Sales app. And if we remember, we were looking at the Sales app. Here we can see a set of tabs: Home, Leads, Opportunities, Contacts, Accounts and Expenses. The Home, Leads, Opportunities, Contacts and Accounts, they are all standard apps, and we will now focus on the Accounts tab, and the Accounts tab is a standard object. Standard objects can be renamed, so we could call accounts, for example, customers. When we want to create our own objects, these are called custom objects, and we'll discuss these in a separate tutorial. Objects store information that is unique and important to the organization that your user interface is being built for. They are the heart of the application. Salesforce Admin Course by Aimit. What is an object in Salesforce? Salesforce Admin course by Aimit. What is an object in Salesforce? Objects in Salesforce. Objects are database tables which allow us to store data specific to our organization in Salesforce. There are two types of objects. There are standard objects and there are custom objects. We will discuss and understand these concepts together, but first let us just focus on standard objects. So let's try to understand how objects are database tables. And the best way to do this is to look at a typical day-to-day example of a spreadsheet. Salesforce Admin course by Aimit. What is an object in Salesforce? Objects in Salesforce are database tables which allow us to store data specific to our organization in Salesforce. And there are two types of objects. There are standard objects and there are custom objects. And our series of videos will help you understand both of these. But for now, let's understand how objects are database tables. For this, we will have a look at a typical Excel spreadsheet. When we view a typical Excel spreadsheet, here we can see the overall spreadsheet, and it has a title, Accounts. The spreadsheet is made up of an account name in this situation, an account number, a contact name, contact title, website, and a rating. In this situation, the spreadsheet is the object. And within this spreadsheet, we have columns. Those are the fields of the object. And here we have the rows. These are the records. And the data stored within these is called the data. If we were now to look at exactly the same situation in our Salesforce instance, what we have to do then is look at a typical Salesforce user interface. And at the moment I'm looking at Lightning Experience. And what I will do, to demonstrate this as simply as possible, I will look at the Sales app. And if we look here, we have sales, homes, leads, opportunities, contacts, accounts, and expenses. And in this situation, leads, opportunities, accounts, and contacts are standard objects. And in our Salesforce instance, what we have to do then is look at a typical Salesforce user interface. And at the moment, I'm looking at Lightning Experience. And what I will do, to demonstrate this as simply as possible, I will look at the Sales app, and if we look here, we have sales, homes, leads, opportunities, contacts, accounts, and expenses. And in this situation, leads, opportunities, accounts, and contacts are standard objects. And our object here is similar to the spreadsheet, which is called the accounts object. If we then were to look at an account object in a typical situation, here we can see in this particular account record, we also have the field of account name, account number, contact name, rating, telephone number. Very much in the same way as we see it here. Account name, account number, contact name, contact number. When we want to look further at how an object is made up, we can go into user setup. And here we can see the account object, and they have properties such as fields and relationships, page layouts, lightning record pages, buttons and links, compact layouts, object limits, record types, etc. These will all be explained later. And that was an object in Salesforce.